Aloha, Big Island. This is January 10th and 11th update. Sorry we didn't get a video out yesterday. Lots of new stuff going on. Got a new phone, got a little bit of software to help do better videos, and honestly, we've got a better outlook on what kind of content we want to put in here. So, here's the quick update for today. Yang Daily 10. If you don't know Yang Daily 10 and you're just new to this channel, please subscribe and share. Get a hold of us by contacting us at yanggangbigisland@gmail. And Yang Daily 10 today was basically a follow-up from the last couple of days. Yesterday was put the video that they shared there on Facebook. Today's is get ready for National Cookie Day. If you haven't contacted all your cookie confectioners in your area and asked them if they're doing Yang cookies, please do. If they have questions, you can direct them to this website or the email I gave, yanggangbigisland. Long story short, you can go on our past videos and look at Pajikegi and a bunch of other links that are also in the description today about the National Cookie Day, January 13th. Andrew Yang's birthday, Yang cookies. Awesome. All right, so going through it. If you haven't yet, go to Yang 2020 and sign up to volunteer. Use the Mobilize app to put in your location, and you'll find other Yanggang around you so you can get involved. You can do the Daily 10 and spend 10 minutes learning policy, do some text banking, do some phone calling, go and meet your buddies, and then get people registered to vote. That's what we're primarily going to be concerned with the Yanggang group on this side of the island. Registering people to vote before our April primaries, making sure people are aware of Andrew Yang, and then get them to this channel so they can get updates and get involved and informed very quickly. 5 to 10 minutes for each video. All right, moving on. You can contact us, of course, at the Yanggang Big Island Gmail. We do take Patreon donations. If you want to donate $1, $5, $100, everything goes towards swag, printing flyers to help the community know about Yang. Not one penny is wasted. You can also go, if you've got more money and you've maxed out on the donations, you can go to yangswagangel.com and give money so other people who are less fortunate can get Yang gear. As I said, National Cookie Day is January 13th. I've got information in the description below. And let's go. Moving on to Twitter. Shaving with Tully is still doing the 500-mile run. I saw him opening up a campaign and doing canvassing with a bunch of happy smiling Yanggangers. That was on the Twitter. Twitter as well. The speech in Peterborough nearly had all Yang curious, which means there's 11% undecided voters in that stage, which means nobody knows about Yang because the media is blocking them, so we need to poll the people. Andrew did not qualify for the January debate just because there wasn't any polls. The DNC and some sort of organization, media or not, is against Andrew Yang being the front runner of the DNC. But it's okay, we're the Yanggang, baby. The wave's going to come crashing down, and we're going to do something apparently awesome, whether that's have our own sort of debate live while the debate's going on and have Andrew answer those questions, and or something completely different. Tune in, it should be awesome. Yanggang never ceases to surprise. Let's see, on Twitter, Van Jones 68 got a shout out, so go to Twitter, Van Jones 68. Van Jones, the man, representing black communities and all Americans, Democrats alike. Didn't say he was absolutely endorsing Yang, but he said he endorses anything that's a good policy. Good people, good policies, same difference. Marianne Williamson has dropped out of the race. Andrew said, like all the other people that he spoke with on the debate show, make sure that you're always kind, compassionate, give Yang hugs. Yang hugs in the description. Reddit, moving on. Andrew will be on Bill Maher January 17th. If you like Bill Maher and his left side, which way is left, doesn't matter, in his left side kind of view, go ahead and watch that. I'm going to watch that just for information. Andrew always handles himself well. I'm sure Bill's going to ask him some sticklers because Bill was kind of, last time I saw him on the show, is very hands-off, just looking at him as if, you know, ha ha ha, and things have changed, obviously. Anybody who could raise $16 million just from the people has something going. Hopefully they'll talk about the media blackout, which Bill Maher is very aware of, and hopefully they'll talk about celebrity endorsements, which will give more eyes to people acknowledging Facebook, Twitter, all the good stuff online, and chit-chat, getting it into the hands of Iowans, New Hampshire, South Carolina, everybody who's in these electoral states. All right. There's something like 375 days till the inauguration of President Yang. Let's think about that every day as if it's already happening. I guess we should just move on to the videos. Grassroots. Russell and his lady are covering the campaign trail. At 1 minute and 13 seconds through this first video, this is the revolution in the industry that could come from any other industrial revolution. How will jobs be manifested? If you're saying jobs are going to be lost to automation, then what jobs will be there to replace it? We haven't really gotten into specifics of that, but every industrial revolution has either a war following it or a surplus in jobs and energy. 30s, it was the New Deal. Actually, I could go through all of them. We'll do a whole different video for that. Google it. You'll love it. At 1 minute, 15 seconds, 50, they ask about scarcity and what that's really going to happen from giving everybody $1,000 with the UBI. How that actually looks in small neighborhoods that have 581, like where I live, which would be just short of $600,000 in my local neighborhood. Imagine what it would do for you. Go online, find the Yang calculator, find out how many people are registered voters, and find out what $1,000 looks like in comparison to changing the things that affect you. Rather than putting in bureaucracy system of the capitalists, let us, the people, decide where we want to do it. The description's down below. Tiote Productions. Finally, Fred the Felon made it onto her. Lisa is fun. I like her. She's walking around giving people what it is, handing out flyers, and they're doing these caucus cards where they're having people basically commit to caucusing for Andrew Yang, which is something new. Walking around, if you could get 1 or 2, you're lucky. The groups that I include in the description did like 50 houses and got 8 out of them. YJ Gold. And the girls also did really well yanging around with Fred that day. And a bunch of other people. Check out the video, lots of good stuff. At one moment, she tells a postal official who would not take a pamphlet at 9 minutes and 56 why she's there. How she flew on her own dime to another place, paid for her own hotel and everything, just so she could push the views of Yang to people who do not necessarily know about that. Andrew is a class act on humanity for Yang once again. Watch the video, learn. Watch, learn. Class act. YJ Gold, I think it's day 5 and day 6 I included in here. Both cold. The boys were pushing it the other day and he got sick. So moving a little bit slow, but there are tidbits of awesome information in there. He goes slowly through one of the brochures that they're handing out door to door, and he talks about what it's like to go through the process of starting off in a very cold state, talking to people who are very cold politically and emotionally right now, and being able to warm them with awesomeness. You like that? All right, Patrick Kagi talked about the cookie January 3rd drive. If you haven't done that, call our confectioners on the Big Line. Yanggang Big Island has tried to call every confectioner out there and every cookie baker. If you know somebody personally at Donna's, or you know somebody personally around the island that supplies to Big Island Naturals, please, by all means, put it in the comments section below. Help us get there, January 3rd. By now, it's too late to get the cookie cutters, but anybody who's making cookies can make a simple face outline, and it's blue, black, and white, I believe. Teeth, the outline of the face, and a little bit of color for the cookie, depending on what you make. At 3:50 in the video of Paget's, she makes the comparison of John Kerry, how right before the first primary in Iowa, that John Kerry was sitting at like 3% to 4%, and see what happened with him in that very tiny period. Very small. Mindful Skeptics. Bryce was at the burger giveaway where Andrew was there. This is kind of old, but it's really cool because Andrew's serving up burgers, talking and chit-chatting. Watch Andrew as he's being super authentic and still being real to a stump speech. It's not a lie to talk about changing people's lives and putting the power back in their hand and showing what democracy looks like firsthand. It's the concept of thinking. The $1,000 isn't hard. It's the concept of thinking scarcity versus abundancy, which we're going to be taking a short time to do a small video on that as well, to explain the difference of what we've been told and what there actually is. Why America is an imperialist nation going into other places, taking their oil, their pineapples, their sugarcane, their opium, and next will be Bolivia for their lithium, for our cell phones. So long story short, be aware, be informed, get involved, change the world. That's why we're here at Yanggang Big Island. We're here to inform and get you on the bandwagon of the Yanggang. In fact, you don't have to be from the Big Island to like and subscribe to this channel. If you dig the info and the content squished together in 5 to 10 minutes about last day's events, done by summarizing news articles, Reddit, Twitter, and those out there on YouTube as well doing this, then subscribe. Give us a shout out too in the comments. Moving on. Oh, I moved back. I moved back. So Boyce is talking. Great points in there, and there are many good questions, but at 13 there's a question where he talks about making debates. Look into that to see what Andrew thinks about it. He was very confident he would make it then. Not so confident the day before, but it's not because of anything the campaign or the people have done. It's because the DNC is not polling the people and not giving that information for us to share to be informed. Every person that he talks to falls in between that 11 to 13%, which is not aware of Andrew Yang and his policies. And when they are, it's an emotional floodgate, which takes 1 to 2 to 5 to 10 to 2 months to just process the perception of what an Andrew Yang administration could mean for you and your family, your friends, your neighbors. At 16 in that same video, Boyce got to ask the question. He asked about maybe giving some of that $700 billion that went to the military-industrial complex, the MIC, which you'll hear us talk about in this channel kind of a bit. Maybe a percentage of that could go to veterans that have already served the nation. They've done their part, and yet the percentage, I don't know the percentages, but a percentage of them are homeless. There are still things to do after they come home. If you are a vet, get involved. Andrew Yang has a policy called More Than a Handshake, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's more than just a handshake you receive. All right, I guess we are wrapping up. 1750, it talks about how shitty it is to work for a company that treats you like a slave. Basically, we're still in the slave master ideology, whether you call it an employer or employee. Separate the health area from that. You can move freely around the country with your $1,000. Get a new place to live, which is cheaper. Meet new people, which are more inclined to the experiences you have. The ideology is, Andrew doesn't want to drain the swamp. He wants to remove sections of the swamp and put it in different places where natural America will blend in, where all of the corruption, the criminals aren't congested in Washington, D.C., a place that pays taxes but has no representation, true representation. That in Puerto Rico, that's considered slavery. Taxation, no representation. Anyway, Google it. So on this channel, we're going to be talking about things that are currently happening in the Yang administration. If you enjoy what we do, please click down here and subscribe. If you want to get a hold of us, make sure that you go to yanggangbigisland at Gmail. yanggangbigisland at Gmail. Give us a shout out, and if you've got questions or comments, please put them down below. Remember, once again, to vote, vote, vote. Go out there and register to vote. Vote411.org or rockthevote.org, or I think it's even vote.net. I may be wrong about that last one. Anywho, get out there and vote. If you like this, subscribe to the channel. Please share. And once again, aloha, Big Island.